We've been here since last 2 weeks ago. We've just been sitting here. Hey, John, do you remember back in the day where we made mistakes? I can remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah. What mistakes did we make?
No, I have no idea how to play it. But backgammon, is that the one with the net and the little weird little thing?
No, it's with the game board. It's got like the really sharp triangles, and you move. Like pieces, and it has the container that you shake. Like they shook the dice in that container. Remember? So in backgammon, you have those containers. You have to roll them from the container. I don't know.
What is the game where you use the little thing? It's like tennis. You use like the thing that looks like something from Doctor Who.
Is that Pinochle? I don't know.
You don't know? It's like tennis. It comes with the things. You hit it, and then it's got a little point. It's like usually a rubbery thing, and then some plastic that comes down from it.
Mousetrap?
Mousetrap?
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
Badminton. That's badminton, folks.
Yes, today was a clip show, and so I decided I've got 2 clips that I can play. And yes, folks, he did say Mousetrap was like tennis.
Can I defend my honor for a minute?
You can try.
Okay. Yeah, that's... First of all, welcome, Daniel. Welcome back to another episode of Mattalk.
Hey, guys.
And now I'll defend myself. Look, you were not being very clear, and I thought you were referring to board
I said
games.
it was like tennis, and you hit the thing, and you're like, Mousetrap. You don't... Mousetrap is nothing like tennis. You don't hit the thing, John.
But you said it was like a triangle-like thingy with the open end, and that's why I just remember like Mousetrap. It would go to... Anyways, I guess I cannot defend this. I will just take my lumps, as they say, and that was a pretty big blunder on my behalf.
How are you guys doing?
Doing well. Daniel, how about you?
Doing good.
Watch anything good? Hang out? Like anything new?
I've been watching some of the old Hawaii Five-0 episodes, the original, the OG Hawaii Five-0.
Nice.
Why'd you decide to do that?
It's one of the many. I went through this period of probably like a year where I was just buying up random TV series, like the complete sets, and I've got like a bunch of them that I've got to go through at some point. I've probably got 20 to 30 complete sets.
Wow. Okay. What's your most obscure complete set that you picked up?
I've got the complete series of Dallas, which is kind of hard to find.
Wow. Because how many seasons was that? Was that like 12?
It's 12 or 13.
Okay.
Reboot.
Yeah. The funny story, Daniel, that was the only fictional TV show my dad would watch was Dallas.
Wow.
It was a long story. Like when he would come home from work, it would be 8 p.m. and he'd fix dinner and sit down, and that was 9. And 9 o'clock, Dallas was on, and we didn't have cable, so you had 5 stations, so he would watch it, and so I'm very well versed in the annals of Dallas. So
nice. I've never seen Dallas.
You've never seen Dallas, dude? It's the cliche 80s soap opera, but man, there's some interesting stuff that goes on Dallas.
I did watch Patrick Duffy on Step by Step, though.
Now, who didn't?
I was in love with one of the girls on that show when I was younger.
Who was it? Was it Stacey Keenan?
No, the other one, the middle one, the tomboyish one.
Oh,
Christine Larkin. Oh, I love her. Still do. I follow her on Instagram. What about up, Robert? How are you doing?
Hey, Robert, what's going on? Wait a minute, time out. What about Suzanne Summers? Because, she was a looker.
I was more of a Joyce DeWitt guy. Or kid. I was more of a Joyce DeWitt kid.
So it's true, Jason. You are 84 years old.
I always went for the one that nobody else was like pining for. Okay. Come on, Joyce DeWitt was way overshadowed by Suzanne Summers.
But wait a minute, I'm talking about Suzanne Summers in Step by Step, not Three's Company.
No, again, she was too old for me, and I knew it.
Okay, all right, Daniel, you want to chime in on this or no?
I guess I was more of a Suzanne Summers guy on Three's Company because I believe her character's last name was Snow.
Oh,
so I always thought that was pretty cool.
There you go. Yeah, I'm in this kind of a similar train of thought when it comes to Charlie's Angels. To me, Jacqueline Smith, smoking.
I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't know who any of them are.
That's who
Lucy
I go
Liu.
with.
I liked Lucy Liu on Charlie's Angels.
That was the terrible movie, dude. It's a terrible movie.
It wasn't an awful movie.
Yes, it was. It was directed by Mick G. Okay, what do you want?
I liked the first one with Bill Murray.
Anyways, so Daniel, any others besides Dallas? Any other cool pickups that you have for TV series?
No. Well, one, I don't know how rare this is, but it's kind of along the same lines as Matlock. I've got the Perry Mason TV movie collection because I'm actually not a fan. I didn't really like the Perry Mason TV show, but I loved the movies they did in the 80s and early 90s because they were pretty close to Matlock, really.
Yeah, I'll have to check. I need to check out the movie. I like the Perry Mason show, and I actually like the Perry Mason reboot that HBO did a few years back. So I need to check those out. Robert says his favorite Matlock episode is The Dare with guest star Terry O'Quinn is one of the most underrated actors on television. Also like The Lemon, The Con Man, and The Hunting Party. Well, Robert, today we are going to be discussing The Kidnapper. But before we get into that, I watched the new Monk movie, Mr. Monk's Last Case, and I adored it. It was one of the best, and yes, follows in the Matlock theme because, you know, Monk's obviously inspired by Matlock and everything that came before it, but it was so good. It had a really, really depressing story, actually. Monk has kind of regressed since COVID. He's a little bit more, he's very depressed in this, like very depressed, but the comedy is so good. It was really well done. If you guys have Peacock, go check it out because I want more Monk movies because, you know, there's not a lot of this kind of show anymore. And Monk is definitely carrying the torch that, you know, Perry Mason started way back when, that Matlock and Murder, She Wrote and everything ran with. So go check it out. Also, I was shopping today in the YA book section with my daughter at Barnes & Noble's, and I ran across this. Murder, She Wrote, folks. That's right. There is a YA Murder, She Wrote series. Is it about Angela Fletcher? Kind of. So, Beatrice Fletcher.
Time out. Angela Fletcher?
I combined them.
You love doing this.
I'm sorry.
How many times has Nancy Stafford been referred to as Michelle Stafford? How many times on this podcast?
I do, and I've met the woman.
Yes, she has been on our show.
So Beatrice Fletcher is obsessed with unsolved murders in her small town of Cabot Cove, Maine. Like her great aunt Jessica, the famous mystery writer. But when her best friend Jackson goes missing, this time the mystery is personal. Yes, I bought it. Yes, I'm going to read a YA book because I love Murder, She Wrote. I think it's a delight. And I'm kind of glad that they're, keeping it alive with the younger generation. So I'm going to support this and there is a book 2. So if I like book 1, I'll go buy book 2 because I want a Matlock continuation so bad. I want them to bring back Michelle Stafford and
Why do you do that? You're doing it just to antagonize me now.
Oh, I am. And but you guys are not here to hear about all this side stuff. You guys are here to talk about Matlock. But before we do that, John, I just wanted to share this. Opening sandwiches, folks. John would like us to get to our opening sandwiches.
And we know.
This is an Italian sub. I love Italian subs.
Oh, no. It'd have to be hot dogs, man. That would be. Is hot dogs a sandwich? Would you consider hot dogs a sandwich?
Yeah, hot dog is a sandwich. It's between 2 pieces of bread. Sure, the bread is technically folded over, but a hot dog is a sandwich. Technically, a hamburger is a sandwich. Fight me. You guys heard it there. That's all the clips I have. Don't worry. I know that the Matlock episode was a clip, but I only pulled 2 clips for today, so I apologize. But Justin's here just in time to get the banging and the songs going. John, what's going on?
Today for the Kidnapper, it is a clip show, and so the 3 of us are going to discuss it. Originally, the original air date was February 6th of 1990. And so with that, gentlemen, let's go ahead and jump on into our opening statements. The guest stars are probably repetitive because as I started taking notes, I'm like, we probably, when we actually reviewed and discussed the actual episode that is going to be part of the clip, we probably have talked about these people, but I picked 4 to talk real quick just to see what we got here. So our first guest star is Gail O'Grady. She will be playing Julie McCullough. And that, of course, is from the season 1, episode 8, The Sisters, where the McCullough sisters killed their beloved Aunt Esther. And it was a creepy episode. Daniel, I don't know what you think about that episode, but those two were creepy.
They were a little too close.
That was a good season 1 episode, The Sisters.
No, it was. It was a good one. But yeah, it was weird. It was weird and creepy. And I agree with you, Daniel. There was something going on with the sisters there. But I digress. Gail O'Grady, you could also find her on shows such as NYPD Blue. She starred as Donna, I believe it's pronounced Abandono. She was also Claire in Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo. Crystal Richards on Criminal Minds. Stevie Gray on Revenge. Wanda Perkins on Hellcat. Judge Weldon on Boston Legal. And Gail has like a bazillion credits to her resume. I'm just scratching the surface with those few that I selected. But Jason, are there any that I overlooked that you wish to throw in?
No, but I want to know is, did Michelle go to like Ben Matlock school? Because how does she know about all these cases? She was nowhere near.
That's the one thing that I have down here. All 3 of these snippets. All right. So you have the sisters, you have the judge, and you have the Dawn. All 3 of those were from season 1, and Michelle hadn't even been a character yet on season 2. But the way that Ben loves to tell tales, I'm just assuming he told her all about them. That's I guess my theory. Daniel, what do you think?
There's a continuity error in this episode too.
Oh, there is.
I would think so, because Ben does have the gift of gab, and I do believe he could. Yeah, if you got him a lunch of hot dogs, I'm sure he could talk forever about his cases, as long as the hot dogs didn't run out.
Yes, I believe that probably that would be accurate. Yes. All right, let's move on to our next guest star, whom I think many of us already know quite a bit about her because she has had such a career. That's the word I was looking for. But let's talk about Conchetta Farrell, who will be playing the role of Mrs. Reese. We all know her as Berta on 2.5 Men. And Jason, I'm going to let you go ahead and talk for a minute about 2.5 Men, because I know you've watched it. I have not watched it. So what do you think about having Miss Farrell here, one of our guest stars?
Not the biggest Charlie Sheen fan in the world, but I watched 2.5 Men because of this actress. She is so funny, and I'm always happy when she shows up. She is just phenomenal. She passed away a few years ago, and it was a huge loss. But like, I love this woman.
Well, she was also been in several big movies as well, like Mystic Pizza, Aaron Brockovich. She was in Edward Scissorhands, Mr. Deeds. Interestingly enough, she did some voiceover work in the animated movie, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. So she'll be starring as Mrs. Reese again in the episode The Sisters. So she's kind of the librarian that is duped by the kind of twin magic or switcheroo, whatever you want to call it, with the McCullough girls.
Nice. And she was on Murder She Wrote.
That's right. She was. All right. And our final guest star, ladies and gentlemen, is Bobby Eakes. She will play the role of Joni Lee. This is, of course, from season 1, episode 2, The Judge. Currently, Bobby is starring as Nan Smith on the show George and Tammy. I've got to be honest with you. I like Michael Shannon a lot, and he is obviously playing George Jones. I want to check this show out, but I've heard very mixed reviews about it. I don't know. Have you, either of you, heard anything about George and Tammy?
I watched a little bit of it. It wasn't bad. I mean, he nails George Jones perfectly. the mannerisms and everything. Honestly, I had Showtime for free for like a month, and then I dropped it whenever they were going to make me pay for it. So I didn't get to see the rest of the episodes, but I will probably check it out on DVD at some point. I mean, it wasn't bad. I thought it was enjoyable.
Okay, it's got a pretty good critic score on the Tomatoes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
A funny story. My mom went to go see George Jones in concert, like back in the 90s, and my mother came home very upset because he was so drunk on stage, like he could hardly sing his songs. My mother was outraged by that. And
do you think Bob Dylan fans complain about that?
I have no idea.
It's up there.
I have no idea. Oh, mumbling on stage. Okay, I get you. But yeah, no, apparently George Jones was so drunk he couldn't stand up, let alone, sing his songs. But anyways, back to Bobby Eakes. She's also played the role of Crystal Carey Martin on All My Children. And she played the same character on One Life to Live as well. And she's also been Macy Alexander Sharp on Bold and the Beautiful. In fact, both of these runs on All My Children and Bold and the Beautiful were many, many seasons, because I think like there were 600 episodes or something total for her on those roles. So very accomplished individual. So we did leave off. We've talked about some of these guest stars who are going to be in these clips that are going to go back to previous episodes. We did skip one, The Dawn, part 1 and 2, which was from season 1, episode 6 and 7. It
Another
is the one
good
in which,
episode.
yeah, it was a good episode. It was the one where mobster Nicholas Barron is accused of killing his rival. Of course, the judge as well is, as I mentioned before, season 1, episode 2. Dick Van Dyke guest stars as a judge who murders his mistress. So we'll talk a little bit more about those as we get into the discussion. But Jason's got that look on his face. He's loading the gun, so to speak. He's ready to unleash on his opinions on us. But before he does that, I have a question for you two. I need you both to give an opinion. Solely your opinion, and only your opinion. So help you. Can I get that from you?
Let's testify!
Let's testify! Jason, we should make a TikTok of us dancing to this song. Anyways, all right. Hey, the plot of this episode, 3 words. Ben gets kidnapped. That's all we need to cover.
Andy Griffith wanted a day off.
I would really love to know why they did a clip show at this point.
They've done one before, right?
I don't believe we've had a clip show before. No,
we've had an Andy wanted the day off episode, but not a. Yeah, you're right. Because there was one where it was just Michelle, pretty much, because he was getting something done or doing something.
Correct, and that was earlier in season 4. So. Daniel, any theories, any ideas why there was a clip show?
I think a lot of it had to do with the continuing issues he was having with his legs at that time, having trouble walking some, because he's sitting down for most of this episode.
Okay, yeah, and
so that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, maybe, and I'm sure that it took less time to shoot what they shot for the actual episode, so that would probably lighten the schedule quite a bit on Andy.
Yeah,
right. I think so too.
And they just wanted to edit the judge into a better episode by condensing it down to 5 minutes.
Okay, well, we'll get into the judge here in a minute because it's coming up real quick. All right, our opening scene is we see a cityscape of Atlanta, and then Michelle and Conrad, they arrive at Ben's, screeching tires, driving like, as my mom would say, a bat out of hell to get to Ben's house, in which they discover that Ben's door is open. And as they enter the house, the place is a mess. Then we go upstairs and we find bloody sheets on Ben's bed and a note pinned to the pillow with a pair of scissors. And it's clear that Ben has been kidnapped. In this opening scene, what do you guys think so far? Anything that jumps out at you that you want to real quickly discuss?
I just found it fascinating we had blood. We never have blood around the dead bodies, but we had one without a dead body.
That's true. Daniel?
I kind of knew it was going to be a different kind of episode when I first watched it because generally they don't ever start like that. I mean, you don't usually see Conrad and Michelle jump right into it like that. So I knew we were definitely kind of in for a different kind of show. And I think this season was good about that because you had several episodes that were a little offbeat in comparison to like normal Matlock episodes.
Agreed. I'm gonna go ahead and let the cat out of the bag a little bit here. I was leery about a clip show because of the way that other 80s TV shows would use clip shows, or 90s as well. So I was very hesitant, but I like what they did here. I thought they presented us a clip show, but in a way that made logical sense. And so I was pleasantly surprised by this. All right. Well, there's a pretty decent reaction from Michelle, by the way. I thought she being shocked and appalled and worried and concerned and angry. I thought she did a very good job. Nancy Stafford did a great job of conveying that, at least I think.
Yep. And then don't worry, Conrad. I majored in Ben in high school.
All right. Well, there's a note. And oh, by the way, sorry, we already covered the note, but the note states that if you call the cops, basically Ben's dead. They want some rare coins, which I thought was a nice throwback to, I don't remember what season it was, but the one with the guy that had the coin shop, and he supposedly was accused of killing the guy that ripped him off. I think that was season 3. Season 3.
It was a 2-parter. It was The Thief, I believe.
Yes, you're right. It was The Thief. So I like that callback. I thought that was good. But they are told that they need to wait at Ben's office for a phone call. So we get to the shot or the scene in the office, and Michelle starts talking about that maybe her prime suspect will be Judge Addison. And this is where we will have a little bit of a review of the episode, The Judge. Jason, I don't think Daniel knows this, but you have a very strong opinion about the judge.
This judge is so stupid. He was so stupid. At least in this, we didn't get to see all stupidity. But like, if somebody's onto you and they want you to be a witness at a trial that you're the judge of, that means they're probably onto you because you did some shady stuff. You go to Mexico. You don't go to the courthouse and jump on the stand and let Ben Matlock interview you. I don't understand why this episode is so beloved by people. Maybe because of this clip show. People just remember this clip show and it's like, hey, Dick Van Dyke, he was great. But this episode is one of the worst.
Okay, I disagree. It wasn't that bad, but it was ridiculous. As we see, here's some of the things I jotted down. We see Judge Addison. Obviously, we see the murder itself as he sneaks into the room and stabs his mistress. We see, the conversation with the mom and then swapping out the cash in the envelope. We get he tries to burn his clothes, which he thinks he does, but he actually didn't because Tyler was there to switch him out and all that jazz. I don't know. I thought it was okay. I know you can't stand it, but Daniel, your thoughts on the judge?
I haven't watched it in a while, so I would have to go back and watch the whole episode again. I will say this, the burning of the clothes and him not taking a second to look and be like, okay, let me double check, make sure these are the right ones. That always kind of got me. And the whole being on the witness stand, that kind of got me too. I think I give love to this episode because I love Dick Van Dyke on Diagnosis Murder. So I kind of give it a little slack because of him, but honestly, if you really look at the plot logically, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
He's a judge. He should know to double check the evidence. Like, a judge committing a crime should pretty much get away with it.
I also think too, Daniel brings a good point. That was my thought was like me, because I'm always the guy to double check. Oh, I got my phone, I got my keys. Like, so I would have been like, are these the clothes? I think do I got everything in here? Do I got the bloody shoes, the gloves, everything? So I don't know. I think that I overlook it, but yet I think I'm going to catch flack from you two in a little bit for I can overlook that, but I can't overlook something else. And well, anyways. Michelle does narrate every single one of these flashbacks, by the way, just to throw that out there.
I do find it fascinating that they only chose season 1 episodes.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you would think that they would try to throw in some from 3 and 2 as well, season 2 and season 3.
Ones where Michelle was present, maybe. But yeah. This did showcase the 3 most popular episodes from season 1.
Yes, correct. Well, we go back to the office, and Conrad finds out that Addison's still in prison because he's got some pal named Charlie that seems to know everything. I don't know. I started thinking that Charlie was like, in the Batman universe, like Oracle. Like Charlie had just like walls of monitors everywhere, and he had cameras like everywhere, and he was able to, like manipulate red lights and stop signs and all that stuff because he just seemed to know everything and be able to give you an answer.
I think it's the guy that runs the hot dog stand. I think it's like the hot dog stand is a front.
It would have been funny if like they opened Ben's safe and it was a freezer and it had frozen hot dogs in it.
No, I'm just laughing at. I think that his name is Charlie, isn't it? Charlie is the hot dog vendor, right? Yeah, I can see him like he goes like Fonz. He bangs on the jukebox and open up this door, and he goes down into the secret lair underneath the courtroom, the courthouse. Anyways, so Addison's still in prison, but then there's a phone call, and the phone call basically sets up that the rare coins are going to be dropped off at the city park, and you'll get Ben. And again, there's a threat to kill Ben. Michelle, again, very upset. Again, I think Nancy Stafford's portrayal of the emotions of Michelle Thomas were fantastic. Conrad uses the computer to sort through some other possible suspects, and that leads us into the clip of the Dawn. I think that this was the episode, if I'm not mistaken, Jason, was this the first instance of which, like, there was some Charlene and her love life being showcased on Matlock?
The Dawn. I think the Dawn was later in the season.
No, I think the Dawn was 6 and 7.
Okay. I'm pretty sure they pretty much pimped her out like pretty quick on that show.
Daniel thinks that I am correct. Daniel, what do you think?
Right as you said the Dawn, I got to thinking. I was like, I think she was probably in bed in one scene with the guy from Jake and the Fat Man.
Yeah,
and
Joe Penny.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it was. It's some of that rough sexual content we have to deal with on Matlock,
Oh yes, that reviewer is not going to be happy with this episode either because of that sexual content. How dare they?
Well, Matlock was, telling his daughter, "Hey, go out with him and see what you can find out."
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you know what though? My favorite, Daniel, of the Jake and the Fat Man is when William Conrad was on an episode, I believe in season 2, because there's just something about. I'm sorry, I know people are gonna be mad at me, but there was just something about fat William Conrad, like eating a hot dog with mustard all over his shirt and stuff. There's just. I don't know. There's just something about it that made me laugh.
Wasn't he in the Dawn?
Every time you eat a hot dog, mustard gets on your shirt.
Was he in the Dawn? I don't know.
I think he was. I'm not sure.
Let me double check that. He might have been in that. Let's see. The Dawn.
John loves Jake and the Fat Man. It's one of his favorite shows.
I do not enjoy it. Your nickname was Jake and the Fat Man with your grandfather, right?
Mine was the Fat Man. He was Jake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. You were correct, Daniel. He is. William Conrad is D.A. James McShane.
I knew you were right, Daniel. I didn't want to make John feel bad.
All right. Let's go back to the office where Michelle and Conrad, they show up in an apartment complex. And so they're not actually in the office. My bad on that one. Anyways, they go to an apartment complex that was rented by Kathy Barron, who was the daughter who was found to be the killer in the episode of The Dawn. So apparently Kathy's out of jail. And so apparently she's gallivanting all around the globe and ended up in Turkey or somewhere. I don't remember. But anyways, she ends up now, she is a psychic for like the rich and famous. And Jason, is there something that you would like to explain about your theories on psychics?
What about it? I played the fifth, John.
Sorry for everybody watching. That was an inside joke. That was not fair of me. I should not have set Jason up like that. I apologize.
I've interviewed a psychic before.
Yes.
I think Justin was in on that interview with me. Or was that you?
It was Justin. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Justin, can you confirm or deny that from backstage?
Yeah. His head shaking rapidly up and down.
Okay. He was. Okay. The psychic was me.
Oh my God, I zoned out. It's the only interview I've ever zoned out of. Like, I have no idea what that guy said to me. I'm sure there's psychics out there that are real. This one was not. That's all I'm going to say. And if you want to go back in the 3 Geeks archive and try to find that interview, God bless you. I don't recommend it. I don't need the view. Like, don't waste your time. But he won't be back on. Work with that publicist.
He already knows he won't be on because he's psychic. See? He already knows. In fact, he knows that we're making fun of him right now on this episode of Mattalk.
Yeah, he wanted people to call in to read him, or he could do reads through like the internet and stuff.
Well, if you would like Jason or I to read your fortune, Jason, tell the folks where they can do that and how they can do that.
Anything that I tell you about your fortune is a lie, but it is benmattalk@gmail.com. If it happens to come true, it's a coincidence.
There you go. You can also find us obviously through the Facebook page at Mattalk Podcast, and we still have that Twitter account, which is dwindling. Anyways, Jason can be found at liar@mattalk.com. By the way, that's a new website.
That's not real. I wish it was. I should make that email address.
Anyways. All right. So anywho, let's get back to Conrad and Michelle. They're back in the office. They're kind of a little bit arguing. I don't want to say arguing, but they're kind of going back and forth about calling Bob Brooks. And so Conrad's like, just give me one more shot. Okay. They get a phone call. And I like this, the little reverse psychology from Conrad. Conrad's like, look, I don't care. I don't care that you got Ben. Listen, I will work for the dude for a couple months. He's annoying. I can't stand him. I don't care. I'll find another job, which angers Michelle. But I thought that was pretty slick because
Tyler would have felt bad if Ben had been killed. I'm sure.
Tyler would.
Not Tyler. Conrad. I'm sorry.
You know what though? I think Tyler would feel bad too. Because underneath that rough exterior, I think he has a very big heart, a very warm heart.
I still miss Tyler. I mean, I love Conrad, but I do miss Tyler.
Yeah, Daniel, your thoughts on Tyler Hudson?
I mean, he was okay. I always liked Conrad better because I was a big Walker, Texas Ranger fan when he was on there. So I guess I like Conrad better. But I mean, Tyler's good. And I like Cliff in his own way. Cliff had to I had to grow to like Cliff. He was a little annoying at first, I thought.
Mm-hmm. We do get what Conrad's trying to get at because of his fake I don't care attitude. The kidnapper puts Ben on the phone, and Ben says, feed my cats, Sarah and Esther. And then he gets walloped. Kapow! I was mad by that. I was very angry. I was like, don't you punch Matlock. I was very angry.
I'll give him a hot dog afterwards. Get this man a hot dog.
Quick, should we pick him up? No, just give him the hot dog. He's on the floor. It doesn't matter. Just give him a hot dog. So Michelle meets the kidnapper to make the swap. Or she is going to meet the kidnapper, to make the swap. And Sarah and Esther is still the clue. And that finally Michelle puts 2 and 2 together and we get the reveal. I'm sorry, that's not correct. We get the reveal that Julia is the kidnapper, Julia McCullough, in a separate scene. I apologize. My notes are a little confusing here.
Michelle catches on to the hints of the 2 names, and that's when they discover what's happening.
Right, right. And then
I know what you meant.
Yeah, the viewer finds out that it's Julia McCullough, who wants revenge for her sister's suicide because she blames Ben for her death. We also have an accomplice named Jack. He was the gentleman that was making all the phone calls. And so Julia also reveals that she really wants to kill Michelle, and she's using Ben as bait.
What is up? Random Rick Reviews RRR. Go subscribe, guys. Matlock was a great show. It absolutely was a great show. Thank you so much, Rick, for tuning in.
No, thanks, Rick, as well. We appreciate everybody. And by the way, if you haven't dropped a comment in the comments, please do. We'd love to hear what you are thinking about this episode and what you think about Jason not liking the judge and me making fun of William Conrad. Anyways, what?
Nothing.
No, seriously, what'd you say? Okay, never mind. Be that way. That's fine. Be that way. So then we get the review of the episode of The Sisters. Is this where you've had the continuity issue?
It's later when she's on the bench and the guy tells her that she's about to go see an old friend.
Okay. Well, because in the narration with Michelle, there's an error because she talks about how the girls killed their great aunt Esther and they lived with their uncle Howard. No, his name was Harold. So somewhere there was somebody overlooked that. But basically, we get the idea of like the two of them kind of doing the switcheroo with the twins.
Good episode.
Yeah, and the one ends up I can't remember her name, but the one, not Julia, the other one. I can't remember what her name was to save my life now. Anyways, the other sister like breaks down psychologically, and that's what unravels the whole case. And so Julia and her sister are found guilty and are sentenced. So we go back to the office, and Michelle wonders how the sisters got out. So Conrad again picks up the phone and calls his boy Charlie, and he finds out some information. We cut to Julia and Jack getting set for the swap. Michelle and Conrad get the coins and prepare for the swap themselves. The one thing I thought was weird was they talk about like Conrad's going to go to their house, the McCullough house, and there's all these secret passages. What? That seemed really shoehorned in for no apparent reason. I mean, Daniel, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it really did. It seems so out of place. I mean, it makes sense by the end of the episode, but at that point, it just felt it didn't really go well with the dialogue at all.
No, because I was like, what are you talking? And I was trying to think back to the episode, and I'm like, were there secret passages in the episode? Because I don't remember that. I just completely stumped me.
Yeah, as I was watching the episode, I'm like, man, I wish I'd given myself more than 3 hours to watch this, because I think it would have been fun to go back and revisit these 3 episodes prior to doing this.
I like thanks, Random Rick. Was it revealed by moving a book? No, unfortunately not. That would have been sweet. That would have been sweet, man. And the fact that Conrad gets in the most unsecret passage way is he just pops the screen out and opens the window and just goes in that way. I'm like, dude, what happened with the secret passage? Anyways, Jack follows Michelle, who was at the park for the swap. And Michelle goes to the park. She gets the phone call on a payphone. So youngsters that are watching the show, first of all, thank you for doing so. Secondly, what are you doing with your lives that you're watching this show? I mean, if you're a young person, I'm sure it's Sunday night. You're out like partying and having a good time and not watching a show that pretty much was your grandparents' favorite. But anyways, I digress.
Whoa. We were youngsters watching this show.
That's true. We were. I don't know what that says about...
I was like 3. I was obsessed with TV at a young age. Programmed to VR at 2.
This is true, Daniel. My co-host apparently at the age of 2 knew how to set the VCR.
I have never played around when it came to my television viewing at a young age. Nobody messed with me in TV. I wanted to tape. They had the Paws Easter coloring die kits.
Yeah,
it was a special. Like there was an actual cartoon that went along with that. And I wanted to tape it. I taped over a little part of The Wizard of Oz to record that special.
Did you get in trouble for doing that?
They were so impressed that I did it. I think that nothing else mattered. I mean, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah. If my 2-year-old was programming the VCR, that that would be something. Heck, 2-year-olds nowadays don't even know what a VCR is. I do thanks, Rick. The old dirty payphone. Yes, indeed. The old dirty payphone is what Michelle has to answer, and she gets directions and some instructions from Jack. And so we see that, as I previously mentioned, Conrad is sneaking up to the house and entering through a window. Michelle's waiting on a bench, and I loved this. This is such a simple and cliched camera movement, but I like how the bus pulls up. It's just Michelle. The bus pulls up. The bus pulls away. It's Michelle and Jack on the bench. I really like that. That was real slick, man. That's something I don't think, because let's be honest, with Matlock, a lot of those shots are very just your standard wide shot, medium shot, close up. There's nothing really avant-garde, if you will, when it comes to the cinematography of the episodes.
I think we forget a lot of times that the TV shows back then, with the camera work, they were not nearly as high tech as they are now, or even like 10 and 15 years ago. They've gotten a lot better at making them like almost movie quality, I guess, like shots and stuff.
I think weren't some shows still being shot on film by the mid 80s?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So I mean, that also adds to it. But nonetheless, I liked it. I thought it was a nice little depiction of time passing there. Jack tells Michelle that she'll be delivering the coins to a friend who wants to say hello or goodbye.
To an old friend that she never met before.
To an old friend.
Unless she showed up to Matlock class. Like when Michelle took the class on Ben, maybe she came in as a guest speaker and they met then. Like, Ben put me away. That kind of thing. But, I mean,
okay. They're not old friends.
This doesn't bother me as much as the Judge episode does.
Yeah. Conrad rescues Ben because Ben does the old Fred Sanford. Falls down on the floor, right? And so then Conrad comes in and he grabs Julia. I you know what? He's a very, very good man, Conrad McMasters, because I think some people might have had the urge to punch Julia in the face, but he did not. He wrestled her down to the bed and then put her in the closet. And so Jack shows up with Michelle and Conrad KOs him. And then he opens the closet, but guess who's not there? Julia! Oh no! And Michelle has left to go tell the cops, where everything's happening. And in what was the most ridiculous way to die? Julia tries to stab Michelle, misses, and Julia goes over the banister and falls to her death.
The knife stabbed her, though, right?
No, the knife did not stab Michelle. No, it did not.
No, I mean, not Michelle, the lady.
Oh, I think so. I don't remember.
That fall wasn't high enough to kill her.
Oh, dude, you land on your neck, it would be enough to kill her, right?
Yeah, you're okay.
Daniel, your thoughts on this horrific death?
Well, honestly, for years, this was like the first scene I think I ever saw of a Matlock episode. I think my dad had it on tape because he used to tape a lot of old TV shows off TV because, DVDs weren't even a thing back then. And if you wanted a TV show, you had to kind of tape it, and that's how you were able to get it. But I just remember that scene of her flipping her over the railing, and I really, for years, until I actually saw it in reruns on Hallmark, I did not know the episode, at all. I kept thinking, what episode was that? And then finally I watched it, and I was like, oh, that's that episode I saw when I was 4 or 5.
Here's my question, though. This is the thing that bothers me. The final scene, so we're looking down, and we're seeing the dead body, and Bob Brooks has entered in the room, and he looks up, and there's the three of them. They're all standing up there. They're all smiling. Like somebody told them, someone just plunged to their death, and you three are standing there like, ah.
They're just glad it's not them, man. I'd be smiling like, guys, we made it. that crazy chick did not kill us.
Well, but this is the thing. I think you mentioned it before a couple of episodes ago, Jason, that there never seems to be. In fact, it was last episode, as a matter of fact. There never seems to be any type of emotional expression when something happens. Like here, I'm like, you would have thought that there would have been some like somber faces and maybe Michelle like turning into Ben and like he comforts her. No, they're a bunch of psychopaths standing at the top of the steps smiling.
We finally got an episode though where they were kind of sad that somebody died. That was the last one, right?
It was the last one, not this one.
I love that line. Always good to see you, Bob.
Yeah. Like inappropriate. All right. Well, gentlemen, do you have anything else to talk about before we jump into our closing statements?
You know what I'm in the mood for after watching somebody fall off a rail? A hot dog. That's how it should have been.
For a minute, I thought you were going to play the Taco Bell commercial. I was going to say, no, don't play that. That's not for this podcast. No.
That's 3 Geeks exclusive.
That's too X-rated for this show. Anyways, all right, then let's go ahead and let's jump on into our closing statements.
This is the part of the podcast where John and I will rate the show on a gavel system. 1 gavel meaning the show was absolutely awful. 5 gavels means it was amazing. Negative 47 gavels means we are traveling back in time to get squished by a dinosaur. John, how do you rate this episode?
I am intrigued by your being squashed by a dinosaur. You know what? We did this to him last time. I'm sorry, Daniel. We're terrible with etiquette. We should let Daniel go first with
I'm just
gavels.
So used to it.
I know.
We're so improv the dinosaur thing. I can't improv that much.
Anyway, Daniel, on a scale of 1 to 5 gavels, 5 being the best, 1 being lousy, what do you give this episode?
I'd probably give it a 3.
Ooh, okay. Why?
At one time, I really liked it, but having gone back and watched it several times since I got the DVDs and stuff, it's just not. I don't think it holds up as well. I mean, it's still not a bad episode, but it's nostalgia can kind of make you think something is better than it actually is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I totally understandable. Totally. In fact, you and I off air were talking about old wrestling, and a lot of times you think, oh, this match was awesome. And then you rewatch it and you're like, yeah, never mind. That wasn't that good, so I totally get it. I totally understand. All right, Jason, you want me to go then?
Sure, John.
All right. I gave it 5 gavels. I really did. I thought this was a fun episode. This is a great way to present a clip show. And that was like 75% of the reason why I gave it 5. I mean, seriously. I thought there was good plot, and I thought it was good villain. Like somebody that's from his past, got out of jail, wants revenge. I liked it. I thought the acting was very, very good. My only gripe is the end. The cheesy death of Julia and the lack of like sympathy or empathy or anything other than, at the end of the episode. That was the only thing that was negative. So yeah, this is a solid 5. Jason, what say you?
I think clip shows are lazy. I do. There is a Matlock episode below a 4. It's called The Judge in season 1. It's like a 2. I can't remember what I gave it. But this episode, they did something different with the clip show that I like. Clip shows are usually used to, save budget for future episodes or for make up budget for previous episodes. And they did something different. They interweaved the clips within the story, and I dug it. And it made the Judge, now I kind of go back and watch the Judge because it made the Judge episode look good in this. And that's not an easy accomplishment with me. So I'd give it a 4.5 because I thought it did really good. It just, the continuity errors are so simple. I mean, we watched this episode one time 4 years ago, and we know well enough to know that Michelle wasn't in season 1 of the show. You guys run the show. You should know that. So that's kind of why I gave it a 4.5. But yeah, no, it was fun. I was really surprised. I enjoyed it because when I sat down, I rolled my eyes when I noticed it was a clip show.
Yeah, same thing. I had the same reaction. I'm like, clip shows. I agree.
I like the 2 episodes they chose, but like I said, it really made that Judge episode look polished in this clip show.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. All right. So Daniel, anything you want to plug or highlight, or anything else you want to kind of discuss real quick?
No, I just wanted to say, I wish everybody a Merry Christmas or whatever you happen to be celebrating. Happy holidays, and I hope you have a good New Year.
Yeah, and you know what? That's something Jason and I also are going to say, because the next time that we would have an episode due, that would be Christmas Eve. And Jason, we kind of, didn't we agree? I mean, I don't remember. What did we text? Are we taking that time off, or are we going to do a clip show?
We are taking the time off. I'm going to re-air an interview or two in that time slot.
Okay.
So
sounds good.
I don't know which
The
one.
psychic one.
No psychic is going to be re-aired. That was nice though. He didn't catch it, but I got it. Yeah, so you know what? I agree with what Daniel said. Hopefully everybody out there has a great holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Hope that you do it safely with friends, with family. Again, thank you so very much to everybody who watches this show, who listens to the podcasts, the audio version of the podcast. Thanks to everybody that has come on, the many stars that have joined us, and sat down and chatted with us and told us about their experiences on the show. And I'm looking forward to having a little bit of a break, but we'll be back in January with brand new episodes. So Jason, anything you want to plug real quick, or anything you want to talk about?
Hopefully we can finally reach Kenny Holiday, who has not joined the social media train or check his Facebook messages in the 4 years we've been doing this podcast, but I'm working on it, folks. Yes, everybody, check out my lovely show, the Three Geeks Podcast. That's right, I like that production value. Anyway, we're live for our last time this Saturday. We have the Petersons. If you don't know the Petersons, they read erotic novels for Audible, and they're always a lot of fun, and we're celebrating the holidays with them. And then the following week, we've got the voice from Dragon Ball Z join us that will air in the Three Geeks time slot, and lots of fun stuff coming down the pipe. And guys, thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Random Rick. We appreciate you, Random Rick. Yeah.
You don't even have to promote yourself.
Hey, everybody, how's it going? It's John Orlando from the PVD Cast. And I was asked to make a quick video to help celebrate an anniversary. And we'll do that in just a moment. But I think I need to remind you about my great podcast, the PVD Cast. It's available at pvdcast.com. or through all of those major podcasting outlets like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio app, Spotify, etc., etc. All you have to do is put PVDcast in the search bar. Sometimes you have to put my name after it too. I don't know why, but you do sometimes, and you should be able to find it. And if you want an even easier way to hear the PVDcast, well, on Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do a little live Facebook broadcast through the Facebook page at PVDcast. And there you can hear the week's episode as well. So 3 very easy ways to hear my great podcast. And by the way, I have another one as well that you should check out, especially if you're a fan of 80s television. I am the co-creator of Mattalk, the only Matlock podcast on the planet, where myself and my partner sit down, we watch an episode of Matlock, we then review it, discuss it, even poke fun at it. And it's a great show, especially if you dig Andy Griffith or law dramas or cheesy 80s television. You should check it out. It's available at anchor.fm/Mattalk. Also, episodes play through the Facebook page, which is at Mattalk Podcast. And you can follow us on Twitter as well, at Mattalk_podcast. And you can drop us an email if you like. It's benmattalk@gmail.com. I think that's everything I wanted to do. I thought there was something else I had to do. I don't know. Anyways, I'll chat at each and every one of you later.
See, I got 2 minutes of John plugging himself. It was from the Three Geeks 8-year anniversary show. John sent that in. And I told John, I said, when you send us a video to congratulate us on our 8th year, don't even get to it. Just promote yourself and then do something at the end. And then just don't even mention our show once. And that's what he gave us. 2 minutes of him doing what he loves to do, is promoting John.
Hey, I'm the king of the shameless plug. What can I say?
We were at a restaurant once, and John walked up to somebody and goes, PVD cast.
I thought you were going to tell me about the time that I tried to tell the 22-year-old waitress about the Andy Griffith show.
No, man, I was there with you, explaining it to her too. It was Max and Dan that were embarrassed. They're like, guys, she doesn't know what Andy Griffith or Matlock is.
Yes, Daniel, I've done that on 2 separate occasions. I've tried to talk to somebody about Mattalk. Yes, Justin, I'm embarrassed for you. Yes, I know.
Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game.
There you go. Absolutely. That's right. All right. Jason, let's go ahead and get on out of here, shall we? And on that note, as they say in court, nothing further.